Welcome, fellow seekers of insight. Before we begin, let's reflect on a profound truth. We are, quite literally, what we consume. Every idea, every story, every piece of information shapes the fabric of our minds and spirits. In this remarkable age, with just a tap, we can access the greatest minds and deepest wisdom humanity has ever known. The question is, what will you choose to feed your mind and soul? Let these ideas become the good company your mind keeps, guiding you toward a more informed and empowered existence. Now, let's begin our journey together.
Welcome to the Ascendant Path, where we guide you on the journey to mastering self-empowerment. Today, we take a crucial first step, understanding the very foundation of discipline. Discipline. This single word holds the key to unlocking your true potential. Yet, for many, discipline feels elusive, like a mountain too steep to climb. But why is discipline so essential? And how can we truly understand its depth and significance? Throughout history, discipline has been revered as a cornerstone of personal and societal growth. In Confucianism, discipline is seen as a key element in maintaining social harmony. Confucius emphasized the importance of self-discipline in adhering to societal norms, fulfilling one's duties, and fostering respect within the family and community. The Bhagavad Gita, a revered Hindu scripture, speaks of self-discipline as a path to spiritual enlightenment. It emphasizes the importance of controlling one's mind and desires to achieve inner peace and fulfill one's divine purpose. But the wisdom of discipline doesn't stop there. African wisdom traditions also hold discipline in high regard. Consider the African proverb, "The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth." This speaks to the communal responsibility of discipline, not just within oneself, but within society as a whole. In many African cultures, discipline is taught as a collective value, where individual behavior is guided by the greater good of the community. In the teachings of Ubuntu, a philosophy from Southern Africa, discipline is intertwined with humanity and interconnectedness. The idea that I am because we are reflects a disciplined approach to life, where one's actions are always in consideration of their impact on others. In the Hebraic tradition, found within the so-called Old Testament, discipline is deeply rooted in the concept of wisdom and moral integrity. The book of Proverbs, for instance, is filled with teachings on discipline. He who ignores discipline despises himself, but whoever heeds correction gains understanding. Here, discipline is portrayed not just as a personal virtue, but as a divine mandate. The Hebraic tradition emphasizes the role of discipline in building character, aligning one's life with divine principles, and maintaining a covenantal relationship with God. Turning to modern psychology, Carol Dweck introduced the concept of the growth mindset, showing us that discipline isn't just about willpower. It's about embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, and seeing effort as a path to mastery. Her research reveals that when we view discipline through the lens of a growth mindset, we open ourselves up to continuous learning and improvement. And then there's James Clear, whose book Atomic Habits breaks down the science of habits into simple, actionable steps. He teaches us that discipline is not about making huge changes overnight, but about consistently applying small, deliberate actions that compound over time to produce extraordinary results. As Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And as the African proverb reminds us, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. It's through the disciplined navigation of life's challenges that we develop the skills and character necessary for success. So, what can we draw from these ancient and modern sources? Discipline isn't merely about rigid self-control. It's about understanding our values, aligning our actions with our goals, and consistently showing up, even when it's difficult. Discipline, when viewed through the lens of global wisdom, becomes a holistic practice. It's not just for personal gain, but for the betterment of society, as seen in African and Hebraic traditions. It's a spiritual path, as taught in the Bhagavad Gita, and a mental framework, as modern psychology reveals. Across the world, from the Stoic philosophers of Rome, who preached the importance of inner discipline and resilience, to the samurai of Japan, who followed the Bushido code, discipline was not just a virtue, but a way of life. The Zen Buddhist monks practice discipline in meditation and mindfulness, teaching us that true freedom comes from disciplined control of the mind. These practices remind us that discipline is a universal value, transcending time and culture, shaping the very essence of human existence. But knowledge alone isn't enough. To truly master discipline, you must actively engage with it. Now it's your turn. Let's put what we've learned into practice with a few exercises. Reflect on your own life. Where do you feel most disciplined? Where do you struggle? Take 5 minutes to answer the following questions. What areas of your life would benefit most from increased discipline? What are the common distractions or obstacles you face? How do you currently motivate yourself to stay disciplined? How does your cultural background influence your approach to discipline? Start a discipline journal. Each day, write down one area where you successfully practiced discipline and one area where you struggled. Reflect on what triggered these outcomes and what you can do to improve. Over time, this journal will help you identify patterns and strategies for mastering discipline. Join us in the next chapter as we dive deeper into the inner workings of the mind and emotions and learn how to master them in our pursuit of discipline. Until then, stay committed, stay disciplined, and continue your journey on the ascendant path.
Ever pondered why some people manage to achieve their goals effortlessly while others struggle? The answer lies not in talent or luck, but in something more profound. Discipline, often seen as a rigid and boring concept, is actually a hidden gem that can turn dreams into reality. Imagine discipline as a river, a source of power that can carve landscapes over time. It flows constantly, patiently, unyieldingly, shaping rocks into valleys and plains. Just as the river shapes the land, discipline shapes our lives. But what is the secret to mastering discipline? Well, it comes down to 3 fundamental components: consistency, motivation, and resilience. Firstly, consistency. It's about doing what needs to be done, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel. It's about showing up, even when every fiber of your being is screaming to take a break. It's about understanding the progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Secondly, motivation. This is the fuel that keeps the engine of discipline running. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning and keeps you going when times get tough. It could be the desire to improve, the drive to succeed, or the passion for a particular goal. Motivation gives discipline its direction and purpose. Thirdly, resilience. The road to achieving your goals is not always smooth. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and failures. But discipline means having the resilience to bounce back, to learn from these experiences and keep moving forward. Now, you might be wondering, how can one cultivate these 3 components? The answer is simple yet profound. It starts with small, manageable steps. Don't aim to run a marathon right away. Start with a walk around the block. Don't aim to write a novel in a month. Start with a paragraph a day. Small steps, over time, build into habits, and habits, over time, become second nature. Next, find your why. Your why is your purpose, your reason for doing what you're doing. It's what pulls you forward when the going gets tough. It's what keeps you focused when distractions abound. When your why is strong, your discipline becomes unshakable. Last but not least, embrace failure. Failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. When you view failure in this light, it becomes less daunting and more of a tool for personal growth. In conclusion, discipline is not a mysterious concept reserved for the select few. It's a skill that can be learned, cultivated, and mastered by anyone. It's about consistency, motivation, and resilience. It's about starting small, finding your why, and embracing failure. With these secrets in your arsenal, the power of discipline is within your reach. Remember, a river doesn't carve a valley overnight. It takes time, patience, and relentless flow. Similarly, discipline doesn't yield results instantly. It requires time, patience, and a relentless commitment to your goals. But once mastered, discipline can turn dreams into reality, making the impossible possible. So, embark on this journey of mastering discipline and witness the transformation in your life.